Namaste programs, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and the Rove continues with a new bush trip, the New Guinea Challenge. The second largest island in the world after Greenland, New Guinea is one of the most salient components of Oceania. It is located in the southwestern part of the Pacific Ocean, separated from its southerly neighbour, Australia, by the Torres Strait. New Guinea measures roughly 1,500 miles in length and 400 miles at its widest. It is oriented west-northwest, east-southeast, and has a main spine of mountains, the New Guinea Highlands, that run its entire length. These peaks are some of the most rugged and heavily vegetated in the world. New Guinea is politically divided into two portions of roughly equal area, the eastern half, Papua New Guinea, and western New Guinea, controlled by Indonesia and often called Indonesian New Guinea. The island has a long history of outside exploration and colonization. Due to its austere, extremely rugged nature, much of New Guinea's interior has never been developed beyond simple trails and a few dirt airstrips. It remains largely untouched. The New Guinea Challenge takes aviators into the heart of the most rugged and challenging portion of New Guinea to navigate from the air. The route begins at Wewak, Papua New Guinea, on the island's northern coast. It then strikes into the interior of the vast island and takes pilots along the highest reaches of the New Guinea Highlands and ends in Indonesian New Guinea on the island's southern coast. 1112 kilometers, nearly 5 hours, 8 legs. We're in a Cub Crafters NX Cub. Leg 1 from Boram to Timbunke Airport starts today. Alright programs, let's get this show on the road, in the air and along the water and over the forests and through the trees and all of this. Onto the runway in our X-Cub. That's gonna probably mean some mountains somewhere along the line. And we want 192 at the flaps up for 319. Start our clock. Paliama. After lifting off from Wewak Airport on the shore of the Pacific Ocean, set a course to the south-southwest and follow the corridor of the Wewak-Maprik Road to the village of Paliama. Come on, plane. Work with me here. This part of New Guinea is characterized by the northern New Guinea lowland rain and freshwater swamp forest ecoregion. My apologies for the bike outside my window right now. If you could hear that. Unbelievable. How loud can you be? So, new plane to get used to. New country to look at. I chose this one over the Hawaii one to do next. Mainly because the Hawaii one's first leg is an hour. And right now, I don't feel like doing an hour trip. So shoot me. This one's only 17 minutes. That's much more reasonable. Alright, so let's try and level off a bit. Figure out what our trimming will be on this plane. I'm pretty sure the gear don't come up, do they? No, they don't. Yeah, still climbing quite heavily. Let's try 0%. Or just go straight to -3, why don't you, without touching anything? Excellent. You make your own mind up, plane. Don't let me tell you what to do. Nope, that's nowhere near it, really. Let's try -5. No, that's not going to be it either. Let's try -20. Ish. -20-ish. We're just flying over, well, this road is over to our right that it mentioned. Paliama's right in front of us. Yeah, it's going to be something like 20 at least. Bro. But yeah, over the road just now is Marek Isolated Group of Jehovah's Witnesses. Wow, that's a place to be, isn't it? Alright, let's try -30, I guess. -28. See if we can't just get this plane level. Gag nabbit. Still climbing. Alright, try -33. We'll see what 33 does. It's actually legit crazy. Absolute madness. That's the town down there, I think. Just underneath, well, actually, not quite. That one might be... Well, there's another town nearby called Rindagung, but that's not that close. This must just be Paliama. It's a bit bigger. Let's try 30... Let's try minus 40%. This is ridiculous. Absolute madness. Absolute craziness, I tell you. There we go. That should be Paliama below us now. In theory. Still not level. We're still not level. Well, next one's 193, so we've probably ticked over. We just went over the town, so let's reset our clock and head to the Nagam River Mission. Continue on a south-southwestern course over dense forest and carefully search for a dirt track leading to Nagam River Mission, which lies just to the west of the Nagam River. Why would I be looking for a dirt track? I'm in an aeroplane. Alright, let's try minus 46. I got like the flaps on or something. I feel like that thing can't possibly be minus 46% trim to be level. What? We took off at 10%. The plane's complaining now. We're going too fast apparently. Stop your complaining, you're fine. Alright, let's try minus 45. Yes, I see Nagam River Mission on the map. No sign of any roads anywhere near it. We're in the deep bush now. Yeah, so probably what we want then is something like minus 45, but like 90%. It seems to complain once we get over sort of 135. So let's try and keep it in the 120s. 90% engine. And maybe go back to like 40%. See how that goes. We'll see how that goes, I tell you. Well, there's roads over there on the game, but I don't see any roads to the left on the map, on the Google map, although there are towns listed, so it just mustn't show up very well. Nearly there. It's just, well, that must be the road that they're mentioning. I don't see much evidence of a town though. I mean, presumably a mission is just... The missionaries came in and decided to try and civilize the native peoples or something. It's probably just... What are you complaining about? Why is it am I suddenly launched into the air? Maybe we need to try 80% power. Gusts of wind, apparently. We are now directly above the mission. And we'll go to like 35. There we go, 188 for 8 minutes 5 seconds. Start our clock. Koi what? Koi what? Visually pick up the river corridor that runs to the west of the Nagam River Mission. Follow it to the south to the village of Koi Wat. Note the large Sepik River in the distance and large Bow to the north, on the banks of which lies the village of Timbunke. Koi Wat lies north-northeast of Timbunke and the apex of the river, River Bow. Bow? River Bow, I guess. The bow. The curve of it. A Koi what, mate? Well, look at this. It's actually... I mean, is this farmland or is just... Why would there be empty fields like this. Maybe it's rivers. Oh, yeah, looking at the Google map, it's sort of, yeah, rivers. There's a river there where the trees are, obviously. And then I guess away from the water it ends up being less vegetation. There you go, solve the issue. Solve the issue. Got 80% power. And looks like we probably even want like 30% because we're losing height now. See how that settles. And literally nothing. There's a big empty area here of no town names. Way off a little bit further down near the river there is Wanabrugu. But beyond that, not much. It's very finicky. It wants to climb, it wants to descend, it wants to go left, it wants to go right. What's happened there? Why have we suddenly lost some speed? I haven't touched anything. I'm not even touching the controller right now. Just a gust of wind, I guess. Oh, gusty wind. Where we going now, plane? You've decided you're off that way. No, so this 30% ain't that good. Let's try 32. It ain't that good, I tell ya. Yeah, that's definitely better. Ish. Might even try 33. Going up to 90, back. Okay, now we're heading back down. See where the pendulum takes us. Oh, now suddenly we're going up again. The wind. It's the wind doing it to us. No, it's still too much, so back to 35. See how that goes. We must have some farms or something there. There's little tracks and things, which someone once told me are animal tracks leading to a waterhole. And I suspect that's exactly what it is. We're not far from Wanabrugu now, which is over on the right there somewhere. Ah, there's Koiwat on the map. Koiwat fairly almost directly in front of us. Just at the right edge of this sort of greener patch. The way we're looking at it. Sort of just above the middle of the right wing, I would say. The old Koiwat, did it tell us much about it? It just tells us that it was near Timbunke, which is where we're headed. Brown. Yeah, we're just launching into the air. Nothing's changed. I'm actually going slower. Now we're falling out again. It must just be pockets of wind. Pockets of the old wind. This plane just gets thrown around a bit. Right, okay, cool. Alright, so Koiwat, which we've done 5.5 minutes of 8. a little bit over to the right there, but then Timbunke Airport's basically straight ahead as well. On the end of a river down there. I can't quite see the river. Oh, actually, it's the river you can just see on my left wing. And yeah, it does come around there. And Timbunke Airport's on that river. I only mention it because I don't know when we're going to have done our time. The next turn will be 189, which may just still say 188 depending on the purple arrow and how off course I am. Am I off course? Of course I am. I'm pretty much almost level with Wewak now, slightly to the right of us. And we've only done 6.5 minutes, well nearly 7 minutes of 8. And we're rapidly coming up to Timbunke. So, Timbunke Airport, 189 for 243. Continue to Timbunke and land at Timbunke Airport. Thank you for the information. Now it's along the river, so it looks like it must be, probably have to turn a bit. A few houses, there's some dark trees, and a grass strip that just basically fades into everything else. So, might be a bit tricky to find. But it must be here somewhere. Surely. It is, and don't call me Shirley. There we go. We're doing 189 now, so we can reset our clock. And it'll be about 2.5 minutes this way. Very definitely want to start losing a bit of height. I don't know how floaty this plane is. And yeah, well look, it seems to be on a curve of a river as well, so could it actually be on the other side of the river? That might almost make sense. Well, Timbunke on the map's on this side of the river. Now, town of Timbunke. There's a bit of a green patch just above the left wing there. Maybe that's it? Sort of where we're headed. Can I see it on the... It's to our right, is it? Oh yeah, TBE. Alright, so it's over there somewhere. On this side? Yes, on this side. And it's not it over there. It definitely looks like a runway though. So trim right back now and try and get our flaps down. Try to figure out where this runway is. To look here again. Yeah, it's sort of to our right now. Alright, we'll keep going this way a bit. Just a tad, just a squeeze, just a smidgen. Oh, I didn't, the wheels on the front, gotcha. Let's see if we can see this runway then. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. That's what I can see in the picture. This will do for the thumbnail as well, I reckon. Why are we still picking up speed? I need to put the flaps down. Come on, plane, work with me. I'm just going to put one flap down just to slow us down a little bit. Alright, bugger it. We're not in the white, but I'm going to go all flaps. We need to slow it down here. And this is the runway here. There it is. Come on, plane. Lose some speed, please. Please. Please, plane. Please. So it shouldn't be a plane that tips forward when we brake, at least. The wheel's on the front. Well, the third wheel's on the front. So when we brake, the weight will go onto that rather than There's other planes we've had in the past where the wheel's at the back, and if you brake too hard, you tip over the front, failing the bush trip. Is it just me, or are these houses kind of in the way? Come on, plane. You just descend. What's wrong with you? No power. Just go down, please. No, you're picking up too much speed.
500.
It's gonna have to be. We're just gonna have to land it fairly fast. I'm sure it'll stop pretty quickly. Wow, so floaty. This plane is way too floaty. These buildings are way too in the road. Oh, we're taking off again, are we? Oh, wow, what was that? And we've got stutters going. Anyway, that should be fine. We've got the brakes on now. Made it. Question mark? Yay! Leg 1 of the New Guinea Challenge Bush Trip in the books. Happy little plane. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for existing. Au revoir, goodbye.